I'm Yvette, and I'm going to show you how to make a minestrone soup. This is a really good soup to make in the wintertime. I like to add an Italian sausage to it, and it just really adds a lot of flavor to it. My family loves that. So I'm going to start off with showing you the ingredients. The first thing you need is some vegetable oil. I like to use olive oil in place of that. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of the oil. Chopped onion. It calls for a ½ cup, but I just chopped up 1 small onion, which is fine for this. You're going to need a large clove of garlic chopped, and I use this. It's fine to get these. I buy them in a small jar, so by the time I use them all up, it doesn't go bad. And 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 1 clove of garlic, so keep that in mind. And then you're going to need 3½ cups of chicken broth. So just whatever kind of chicken broth you like to get. And we're going to use kidney beans, white kidney beans. I have used other beans when I didn't have these on hand, and that's fine too. You're going to rinse these, drain it and rinse it. And we're going to use 1½ cups of water, and you're going to also have 2/3 of a cup of this tomato paste. They do ask for the Italian herb one. I didn't have that on hand, so I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to that. And a little bit of black pepper. You're going to have some sliced zucchini. It calls for 2 large ones. This is what I found since it's winter time here. And it calls for 1/3 of a cup of small macaroni shells. I just get the little elbow noodle ones. It's 1/3 of a cup of these. And frozen mixed vegetables, 1 10-ounce size. This is 16 ounces, so I won't use the whole thing, but just a mixed vegetable, whatever you prefer. And that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is saute my onions and cook up the sausage. I happen to like the Boulder sausage. I'm in Colorado, and this is a local made sausage. It's really, really good. It's a breakfast sausage, but it's mild, but it has a lot of flavors in it. I saute the onions with the garlic in here just a little bit, but before they're completely done and translucent, which takes about 5 minutes to do that. So right around 2 or 3 minutes, once this gets going a little bit, I go ahead and cook the sausage with the onions and the garlic. Okay, so I'm going to do that next. So while I have the meat cooking over there with the onions, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my zucchini and get it ready. And the way I like to do that is just cut off the 2 ends, go straight down the middle here, and then you're going to quarter it. So go ahead and go down that again. That's pretty darn good size, bite size, for when you're eating in your soup. But this gets added last because it doesn't take very long to cook, and you certainly don't want it to be soft and wilty. This is what, it's nice to have a little bit of a crunch in your soup. Not really a crunch, but I don't like all soggy vegetables in my soup. So that's about the size of it that you're going to be chopping that. And it's ready to go when we're ready for it. So let's go back over to the onions and see if it's time to put the meat in. Yes, it is. That's getting nice and browned up a little bit. So put the sausage in right there, and then I'll just cook that up. So see you back when this is done cooking. Alright, so look in here and I'll show you that we've got the sausage and the onion all ready. No more pink in the sausage. So now our beans that have been washed and drained, and we're going to do our water, which was 1½ cups of water. It was, what was it for the tomato paste? It was 2/3 of a cup. So I'm going to eyeball that. That's about that much. And then we need our broth, 3½ cups of broth, and I already had this open in the fridge. I like to buy the kind where you can put the cap back on. There's 2. And then I have a new one here. Just finish this up. Alright. There's 3 and 1/2. And you don't have to be exact on this step. It's a soup. So there's 3½ cups of that. And then we'll go ahead and add our seasoning now. It was about a teaspoon of our, that's about a teaspoon worth of our Italian seasoning. And there was some black pepper as well. Let me grab that. A little bit of black pepper. The sausage does have some seasoning in it, so I'm not going to add too much of this, just enough to doctor it up a bit. And then that's it. We'll put it on a low, if you have a gas, it's around 1 or 2 on low. Stir that up really well. And then we're going to put the lid on and let that, actually, you know what? Bring it to a boil first. Let's bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, then we'll put it on the low and cover it for about 10 minutes. Okay, so this has been on low for 10 minutes covered, and smells delicious in here. Okay, so we're going to add our zucchini in here. Called for 2 cups of that, and 1/3 cup of our elbow noodles, macaroni noodles, and 16 ounces of, no, it was I think 10 ounces. But this is a 16-ounce bag, so I won't use all of it, but I'll use a lot of it. All your yummy vegetables. I personally like Bird's Eye brand. I think that they have the better tasting frozen veggies. So, all right. So now we're going to turn the heat back up on this. We're going to let it come to a boil. After it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it back down on low. We're going to leave it uncovered this time and let it cook for probably about 10 more minutes. So I'll set the timer on that after it starts boiling. And then that is it. I like to serve this with a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese on top and a nice crusty baguette. It's real good next to that. And that's it. And this also freezes really nicely. You can freeze this up to 4 months in your freezer. So if you want to make a double batch and put some of that away, it's a good thing to keep on hand. So that's it. Bon appetit.